Alright guys, here's our inside portion for the second floor. Currently it feeds first and second, but we're going to separate it and add a unit in the basement. So we'll flush the lines out. We're going to do a new air handler, the GAF composite media filter here, rework the return ductwork, tie back into the existing supply, but we're going to have to disconnect some stuff. So we'll have to make sure that we can access everything we need to get to. Electric comes into there. New safety pan, water drains are here. Make sure we get the unit up out of the safety pan. We are limited on space, and then once we take the unit out, also make sure there's no mold or anything growing on the insulation on the supply ductwork. So currently there is no registers for this room, but there's actually a register on the first floor in the ceiling that we're going to make an access hole, whether it's in this wall or this wall, to get behind here and feed that register into this stairwell here. This room here has a return. We're going to have to enlarge that return to get more airflow back. We have a supply right behind here, and we have another supply right there. And what I'm going to do is actually disconnect this supply, and we're going to put it in the wall up high behind here on the wall, so it'll actually blow across the room here. And then this room over here, we're going to take and enlarge this return so we get more airflow back to here. We got a supply here, and then the only supply is we're actually going to add one. So there's one in this room underneath us. There's another bedroom. Supplies in the ceiling. So again, we'll cut an access hole, get behind there, turn that register, and turn it into this room here. So that way there'll be two in this room. And there's already one supply in here. And then all the other supplies that feed that first floor, we're going to have to disconnect and patch the ductwork. So once we take our unit out, we'll have to shimmy back there and patch off the ones that feed the first floor still. And that black one right there is your return. There's another one over here. That's your return. Back that way. Here's our first floor. So this was that register that we're going to take and go up behind this wall here and feed into that stairwell there, or into that open hallway area. These two registers here, so we got that one and that one, they're going to be disconnected. Sorry. Okay. There's a register in the bathroom, but that's going to stay as is from the second floor. And then in this room here, this was that other one for that other bedroom right above us that we'll be able to turn and go into that room. And we'll disconnect that register there. And we'll disconnect that one. And we'll keep that one as it is for feeding this stairwell here. Then for the first floor, we're going to add a unit down here in the basement. So a lot of this will be moved because her daughter's moving out, so they're going to be taking a lot of this away. But we're going to set our unit right in this area here. So she's planning on finishing this off, so there'll be a wall right here where the beam is, and then another wall that'll come like right to here. So we'll just kind of be in this corner right in here. We're going to give an option to move the plumbing PVC so that we can put our unit there. So we'll have to take that PVC, 90 it over, 90 it down, and then run back across to tie in. And then we'll set our unit and have a supply duct running right along the beam both ways. And then hop in the joist to feed each room. And I'll go back up and show you where we talked about putting registers. We have a panel here square D panel. Got plenty of space in here. And then we're gonna have to run our circuit over to where our unit sits there. And then we're also gonna have to run directly outside. So our new AC unit's gonna sit right pretty much on that side of that window. The other one's already right there. So then we'll have supply running along the beam, return on this side of it, and I'll show you upstairs kind of where everything's located. So we're gonna have one register right here for the floor. We're gonna put 3 in this room, so we're gonna put one underneath that window, one underneath this window, and one underneath that window. And we're gonna have one underneath this window here, and do one on the side of that window over there, and I'll do one on right next to the door there, or even on this side if we don't have the space. We got a double stud space return here. Currently goes up to the 2nd floor, so we'll patch off the top and then cut the bottom of the joist out from underneath for that one. And we have another return in this room. Now we're going to do the same thing. It feeds upstairs, but we're going to take and convert it to pulling from down here. So we'll cut the joist out if possible. If not, we have some options on this one. So we have this wall. We have this wall that we can put it in. We even have this wall here to get into.